With the call and response, when you guys like, because to me that was also like the DJ with the break in a record. It was like
Mhm.
that time in the record. So, how did you notice that your shows, your performances, kind of went with the wave of the call and response versus like a normal verse?
Well, that all depends on the show because you can get some shows to where the people are just hanging on every word in the verse, and then when they get to Luke's part, they're singing his part too. So, yes, that depends on the energy of the people, and most of the time we got great energy from people because we came out, giving them energy.
Okay.
Yep.
And then by the time you get to move something, did you guys, how was your writing changing or evolving?
Mm. Uh, I guess I could say it kind of improved on Move Something because more notoriety came. Move Something went gold. I think it was a gold single as well as a gold album. That album went gold as well. And yeah, when Move Something came out, man, that was about it wasn't the start of it all, but that was definitely the kicker that helped get us over the hump.
And that album obviously was only the second album, but it was the one where my white friends started listening to Two Loud Crew that didn't listen
Right.
to the
Yeah.
first
Yeah. We
album.
started get- we started getting more notoriety nationally when Move Something came about.
And
Yep.
what do you think it was that made, because where I grew up there was a lot of white people that listened to rap, and there was a lot of white at that time, but there were also white kids that didn't really listen to it. They weren't prejudiced or anything. They just, liked other stuff. But
Right.
that album was one of the ones that was early that I remember. Like the white kids that didn't really mess with rap, they liked it. So what was it about Move Something album do you think enabled it or made it connect with uh, outside the hood per se?
Well, basically, the production and the content of what we were saying, and then by that time, people were aroused at what Two Live Crew was doing, so people were checking for it, and I'm grateful and glad that people liked that Move Something album, and we started crossing over demographically. Uh, the writing and the lyrics did change a little bit. We got better. We started gelling a little bit more. The energy, uh, uh, the energy got a little tighter. And I guess we started knowing each other as artists a little bit more, and it just showed in the music.
Right.
Yep.
And I think too the Mr. Mix also, I think sonically, even though Two Lives What We Are was good, I think there was also a big step forward on the production side as far as the beats were like
Yeah.
tighter.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
equipment, it sounded like the equipment was better, his sequencing, everything had just stepped up. So
Yeah. Yeah.
what did
That
you
is
know?
true.
What did you notice about Mr. Mix that had changed going into that album?
Well, like you said, sonically we evolved. We started tweaking the bass a little bit more, and probably that's when some engineers and some other guys came aboard and to kind of help Mr. Mix, such as Michael Sterling and I think the Lewis brothers. We were using the Lewis brothers studio at that time, and I think Mr. Mix started learning some things and started really getting into his niche as a producer, and started playing around and experimenting with different sounds and how to tweak the bass and the mid range and all of that, man. And everything just fell together. I would
Gotcha.
say that was Mr. Mix evolving because he did all of that work, and it was a lot of work. Back then it wasn't anything digital, so it was all analog, and you had to splice and chop and cut and write and do everything by hand. So I remember coming in the studios and I would see walls and layers of tape, that Mr. Mix is putting things together just all around the studio. He's splicing and taping. So, you know, hats off to that guy, man.
He did phenomenal work. And
Yes, we do.
And one of the other things that, people could like or not like your lyrics or whatever, but one thing I noticed with Move Something, it seemed like you guys had fun making it. Just it sounded that way.
Yeah,
So, what was that true? And if so, why did it sound so fun?
you know. Back then, I was wild. I was in a new place, just getting used to Miami. So, I had a lot of energy. I used to always sit around and joke, and I'm glad that all of the fun that I had came across on that album. I guess because we were starting to make a little money and we were getting notoriety, and I guess we were becoming closer together on the Move Some album, and if the group is gelling and we got good spirits between each other, then it's going to show in the work. And I'm glad that it did.
Yeah, definitely. And the first thing I knew about the album was the album cover.
Oh
So,
yeah,
so that one was obviously a dramatic departure from standing in front of a Jeep. so,
yeah,
so, what was shooting that cover like?
and that was great. To sit down and always have some women in the pool, and that was good. That was a good time. That photo shoot was really good. Was a really nice time. Wasn't my favorite one. My favorite one was Sports Weekend. That was my favorite. That was my favorite. Yeah, album cover. But yeah, Move Something did the job.
I think my
Move
favorite
Something.
is As Nasty as They Want to Be is my favorite cover.
Yeah. I like Sports Weekend better. But Move Something did the job, and I got that record from a Northwestern football game. I went to a Northwestern football game and I seen the cute little cheerleaders talk about Move Something. And yeah, I heard that. I heard that Move Something phrase and kind of inspired me. And me and Mr. Mix went home and put something together. Me, him, and Chinaman.
And then it's interesting you say that because one thing that I've noticed is a lot of artists, Swiss Beats has said this, uh, lots of people, but they get ideas when they're at sporting events. So did you notice something different about being at a sports thing where like, man, I can use that for a song? Did that happen a lot? Or was it a one-time thing or what?
Well, no, that wasn't a one-time thing. I mean, I'm always picking up things. Like even now, I try to get back in and record some stuff. I'll pick up something, out of the course of the day, something from TV, just materials everywhere. Once you something sticks in you and you get that and you get inspired, you can do it. But yeah, particularly at that game, because it was, it had the little cheerleaders, had their little blue and gold, cheerleading outfits on, talking about Move Something. Yeah, no, I liked it, man, and we put it together. We put it together.
Yes, yes.
Inspiration is everywhere when you're an artist. I mean, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. But sporting events are some good events. Some good events to probably get some material from because it's a live atmosphere. Things are moving. People are kind of loud and everybody's excited. It's game time. You're amped up. You're hyped. So hey.
Yes, yes. All right. Well, Brother Marquis, we're going to wrap up here because we got a lot of good stuff. And we definitely, as he and I both know, there's too much more to talk about. We'll have to come back for a part two.
Yeah.
But yeah, Brother Marquis, man.
Thank you. Thank you for helping me out with my media teaching. I am going to stop taking so long answering these questions. I'm just going to try to get right.
No, man. It's the
for
beauty's in the details, man. It's all the layers. That's what it's about.
this opportunity.
Yeah, man. But yeah, we appreciate you coming through the Unique Access and looking forward to part two, man.
All right, cool. You let me know whenever you're ready, man, and we can link back up.
Be sure to check out the History of Gangster Rap by Soren Baker. He's official.
History of Gangster Rap features exclusive interviews with Ice-T, Snoop Dogg, MC Ren, the D.O.C, and dozens of others. The History of Gangster Rap, a definitive look at how Los Angeles changed rap forever.
In Los Angeles, the streets definitely set the tone of the hip-hop music.
At 19, I got a $50,000 car.
My whole angle always was, I'll be street, but I will always tell you the horrors that go along with this life.
There will be penalties and casualties for just wearing the wrong color in somebody's neighborhood.
And once gangster rap made it from the streets to the TV, the genre exploded.
With Fab 5 on your MTV Raps with NWA.
Yo MTV, it just catapulted us from being local heroes to national gangbang rappers.
The history of gangster rap discusses it all from 1980 up till today.
It's always gonna be shit happening in the streets. You know what I mean? So it's always gonna be something to talk about.
The history of gangster rap in stores now.